Omuina Akwaba at the bank native for a brand excellence John Dramani Mahama. Or the campaign native for the two dressing in Soba Bemu Bima or the air reset ever manga Nemuha. Now, Ocean reset as native when him say top MPP bosses now they are the Omudu Mujuma and I say you fire and another than Kufa the bass job. Excellence John Dramani Mahama, a former ship be an asomo Mujuma Sample Foni na. Excellence John Dramani Mahama, a yomu in nephew. And the next research no near the Ghana Police Service or ye IGP Kufu Dampar if you want at the IGP Christian Tete Yomunusa Asha one man who sent some a bit here or your manga nemuha till for any some Kituan. And that's research is so good so say the Chief Justice get to two Kunusa a police person or uniform be dending till for any some Kitua. Now the next person is John Dramani Mahama of falling in line. Mami isi chairwoman. Ononsa assistant John Dramani Mahama per se. We sama mu if you hono. Some in Mokase, assistant John Dramani Mahama about the Chief Justice gets to Kunun and Semno. NDC in Penfonusa Echima, lawyers no chimo, I'm sitting there be. Assistant John Dramani Mahama as in any attire in tone, some will person uniform. They said there is no any legitimate and character. It's just say you sama me if you want. Ama ehun sensem no abaye deja o manga nemuha. And with the answer people no tie komobo a course of
by the president when he referred 3 separate petitions asking for the removal of the CJ from office to the Council of State without notifying the Chief Justice. Well, let's take you to the courts now and speak to our legal affairs correspondent Lateef Idris on this. Lateef, what can you report from the court?
Well, Mami, so as we speak, before this particular injunction application to be heard here at the Supreme Court, there were 2 other cases. As we speak, those 2 cases have been called. Judgment has been given on one. There has been adjourned for the judgment to be given on the other one. So the expectation was that the application was going to be called and the hearing will begin. But we understand the panel as we speak is not complete. So the judges are currently waiting for one last justice of the Supreme Court to arrive to make that particular panel complete before they are able to sit. Just before that, we saw the current Attorney General, Dr. Dominic Ayine, and the former Attorney General, Prof, being called into chambers by the justices of the Supreme Court. And the speculation is that they were called to be informed about this particular development, that one of the justices of the Supreme Court who sits on this particular panel will hear this injunction application by the Member of Parliament for Otapo is currently not available here at the Supreme Court. We are told that if in the next hour or so, if it doesn't show up, what it means is that the case will be adjourned for future hearing. But we are waiting to see what particular decision will be taken by this particular panel on this issue.
Well, Lateef, do we know who make up this panel, the judges, and how many are they?
Well, so in all, we have 5 justices of the Supreme Court sitting on this particular panel, and let me run you quickly through them. We have His Lordship Justice Ernest Yao Dewu. We also have His Lordship Justice Richard Ajay Fempo. We have Her Ladyship Justice Professor Henrietta Mensah Bonsu. We also have His Lordship Justice Samuel Kwame Adibi Asidu. And finally, we have His Lordship Justice Yao Dako Asari. These 5 justices of the Supreme Court make up this panel. And as we understand, I wouldn't want to put out the name of this justice because he's the only one who is not available, and we understand he might make it or he might not. If it doesn't show up, like I mentioned, the case will definitely be adjourned for future hearing.
Thank you so much, Lateef. We'll definitely.
Under Section 208 of Act 30, a person convicted of treason or felony or an offense involving dishonesty is disqualified to serve as a juror unless the person has obtained a free pardon. Over the years, and strangely, the justice sector seemed to have become constrained only to a small pool from which jurors were chosen. This pool seemed to have become confined to clerical staff in the civil and or public service institutions, and in a few instances, officers from the education sector. The yearly revision of lists required under Section 213 of Act 30 has seemed not to be thorough. This has caused the untenable problem of a particular juror being involved in several cases in different courts at the same time. Some of the jurors were on jury duty for years, and in some cases over a decade, making them almost professional jurors, and not the lay group with fresh exposure to legalities that they were needed to be. After much brainstorming, a team assisted me to propose solutions and reforms to make our jury system more efficient and result-oriented. In order to get the buy-in of all stakeholders, the team went on to do media and stakeholder engagements on national and regional platforms. As we open assizes today, jury lists have been expanded to include all citizens qualified by law, including many individuals in the private sector. Over time, steps will be taken to further expand the pool from which jurors will be selected. With these reforms, it is our expectation in the judiciary that the time of citizens engaged in jury duty not being used efficiently will change, and now there will be more expeditious disposal of cases. The time for change has gladly come, beginning from today's opening of the criminal session, which will be occurring in all the regions of Ghana, where trials on indictment will be conducted. The following administrative directions already exist for presiding judges and registrars of high courts.
Some of the instances we saw, Justice Tokono, when she traveled, she came back and returned cash of nearly $9,000 to the judicial service. That I didn't spend all the money. This is the rest of the money. When I saw it, I was telling my people that, but this, my Lord, $9,000 you can issue to buy. Say that you bought books from London or something, buy something. And they said, well, that's how she is. She's like that. She came, she brought the money back. So because they raised this allegation, it has allowed people now to look at it. And everybody's finding out, the last time Justice Tokono traveled, we gave her some money. She brought back $9,000 that she didn't use it. This is the kind of person they want to impeach for corruption. So how many ministers, how many ministers travel with the impress and come back and go and give the money to the chief director that I didn't spend the money, finance manager, here's your money. No, people don't do that. I'm not saying they should do that. But I'm saying when you have somebody who has done that, this is not the person that you say is corrupt. You cannot say that is corrupt in the same breath of a person who takes money and returns the rest of the money. You cannot say that. But anyway, so this is the policy. And viewers, you can check, you can verify. Tomorrow, call the judicial secretary, journalists, everybody, check. What is the travel policy at the judiciary? Check it, it's there. They'll give it to you. They gave it to us easy. They'll give it to you. It's a public document. It's not a secret. And the document says that it is, so it's in paragraph A9. So when you take the policy, don't go far. Just look at paragraph 9, A9. Just look at paragraph A9. And that policy is on foreign travels. It's by the head of the judiciary. So this is a policy that came in 2010. It has existed and it was reviewed in 2019. Reviewed to add security, actually. It has existed for Justice Georgina Wood, Justice Sophia Kufu, Justice Eni Yeboah, and Justice Tokono. And this is what they want to impeach her on. That she traveled with her husband and traveled with her daughter. And this is the money that Justice Tokono returned, 9,000. This is 260 something. That's what they're talking about. Is that not what they're talking about? No, that was another one. Another 14,000. So they have two of her trips. This one and another one. The one that she returned the money. They don't say she returned the money. Maybe they don't know. Now, before he doesn't know, I can understand. But this is what we found out. Anyway, let's go to the next one.